Former Labour Senator Sam Dastyari has told a corruption inquiry that billionaire Wang Xiangmo may have been an agent of influence for the Chinese government. An independent commission against corruption inquiry has heard Mr. Wang, who has been barred from Australia, allegedly dropped $100,000 cash to NSW Labour headquarters in 2015. In private evidence provided to the commission last week that was suppressed until Thursday, Mr. Dastyari said he believed the powerful Chinese property developer and major political donor may have been working to influence Australian politics. In hindsight, I now have serious questions about whether or not he was, either directly or indirectly, an agent of influence for the Chinese government. Mr. Dastyari said. He was a very big donor, probably outside the trade union movement, the biggest donor. Mr. Dastyari, who was forced to resign from federal politics over his connection to Mr. Wang in 2017, said NSW party boss Kyla Murnane revealed to him in 2016 that she had concerns about Mr. Wang and the suspect donations. Ms. Murnane, 32, revealed to the Icac on Wednesday she had been told by then MP Ernest Wang that Mr. Wang had illegally donated to the party in 2015. Ms. Murnane, who was suspended as General Secretary by the Labour Party on Wednesday night for her involvement in the scandal, cried as she gave evidence on Thursday. Ms. Murnane agreed that she should have told the NSW Electoral Commission everything about the suspect donation when they were investigating in late 2016. I was scared for the office and the reputation of the party, and doing my best to make sure that I followed that advice, and I obviously recognize now that's something I shouldn't have done, and I should have made different decisions. Ms. Murnane said. SHE said she confided in Mr. Dastyari on the same day she was told of Mr. Wang's involvement. While the timing of the pair's meeting was subject to scrutiny, Mr. Dastyari agreed he met with Ms. Murnane on the evening of September 16, 2016, where he told her to cover your arse and get immediate help from lawyers as he drove her around the city. Kyla was shitting herself, right? She was very distressed, she was very upset, she was very, she's not in a great state, he said. Mr. Dastyari, who had previously held the position of NSW Labour General Secretary, was adamant. Ms. Murnane said Mr. Wang had been involved. I recall that Ms. Murnane specifically singled out Wang Xiangmo as someone she was concerned about. Mr. Dastyari said she was incredibly distressed. But Ms. Murnane said when she told lawyer Ian Robertson, he told her to stay quiet and forget what Mr. Wang had told her. The inquiry centers around a March 2015 Chinese Friends of Labour fundraising dinner, where a dozen alleged straw donors were used to disguise Mr. Wang's illegal cash donation. Witness and one of the 12 alleged straw donors, Steve Tong, on Wednesday, revealed to the inquiry he had never made a donation and claimed his property development bosses at Wu International had filled out a donation sheet on his behalf. The inquiry has heard Mr. Wang delivered the cash in a plastic Aldi shopping bag to Jamie Clements at Labour headquarters in April 2015. In his private evidence, Mr. Dastyari said after Mr. Clements succeeded him as General Secretary in 2013, he had effectively maintained a donor relationship with Mr. Wang. I came to the conclusion a relationship was closer than I realized when after he left the party office he went to work for him, he said. Ms. Murnane told the inquiry that a relationship had broken down with Mr. Dastyari during the federal election when he and others pressured her to resign. Ms. Murnane was suspended on Wednesday night after NSW Labour leader Jody McKay said she had lost confidence in her judgment. On Thursday, Ms. McKay described Ms. Murnane as a broken person, adding the party was in a terrible state. She has made a serious error of judgment, and she is paying an enormous price for that, but I know that I made the right decision, she said.